Welcome back to RuskiWeldFab. Welcome back to the channel. Quick tutorial on how to fit Garmin Catalyst into my car. It's obviously not going to be applicable to your car because we're all different, but I'll show you how I've done it on mine.
That's a good one!
I need this wonderful piece of engineering visible in front of me whenever I drive. That's the whole point of it, right? So kind of limited with where I can put it a little bit, because first I thought I'll put it here, but then it just appears a little bit too high, kind of covering sort of the top thing, and also my lovely gauges over there. Not that I really need them, but I don't think it's ideal. I mean, it could go slightly lower, but again, covering the gauges. Obviously somewhere there is just a little bit too far. You don't want to sort of see it. I thought about sort of having it, but obviously that covers it. I did think about having it at the top, but it's a little bit, you know, you don't want to be looking sort of up like that. You know what I mean? It has to be at your eye level. So I thought, right, where is the best place? Obviously where the dash is, right here. And my dash is slightly higher because I had a different steering wheel before. It was slightly bigger, so it's a little bit too high. So I reckon like this, slightly more forward, but the dash can go about an inch lower. So then this thing will literally be in line with the top binnacle or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I reckon this will work. I think that's the best one. Both of them right in front of me. So what I need to do is unplug all of the things from the dash, undo a couple of screws, remove that, and I'll show you how I'm planning to lower it down, because I have a custom bracket I welded onto the column. I'm gonna leave that, but I'm gonna modify the bracket itself. So here's my dash out of the car. It looks pretty simple according to my understanding of what I need to do. I need to move it forward by 4 centimeters because those cables. So I need to make a bracket, so effectively you can imagine it will be welded onto the side of this bracket like that, over the cables, over the thing, and basically sort of like in a straight line here. And then this will attach, there will be 2 holes on that, and this will be bolted like that. Yeah, should give us enough clearance, and that way we're losing all of this at the bottom, which is exactly 1 inch, and that should give us enough space for Garmin to sit right at the top. And actually, because we're moving it so forward, Garmin doesn't have to sit right on the top. It will sit sort of a little bit backwards behind it, so it will be a lot easier to sort of take it in and out, so it's not right on the top, and this thing would still be able to move. I reckon it's 3 mil medium plate. Drew a shape that I want. Like I said, we'll go from corner to corner. Let's cut it, bend it, and weld it. So getting tired of cutting everything with a bloody angle grinder. Guys, if you want to sponsor me with a CNC machine or a plasma cutter, I have a plasma cutter. I didn't film any welding because it just doesn't work out very well. It's overblown and anything. Here we are. So this is what I had in mind. I actually added this vertical strap as well, just to make it a bit more rigid. So as you can see, it's wider by 4 centimeters. Mounting holes are higher, so it means it will go lower, and it looks pretty solid. So let's just cut the bottom off, fit the dash, the display itself, and measure it up to my column. So it's assembled back together. As you can see, Let's narrow the bottom and let's fit it inside. Ding! I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. Yeah! Look at that. Let's adjust this a little bit, how I see it. So as you can see, you can't see because it's not connected, obviously. But that's pretty much my eye line view. So you can see that the dash before it was obviously an inch higher, so it was actually much, well, top part was completely closed. So now it's absolutely perfect and it's closer. So if I need to do the adjustment, I don't need to reach out. Now what we need to do is we need to make another bracket for this thing to sit like this. And actually from this position it may look like it's a little bit higher, but actually what I can see is like this. This is basically my eye line. So as you can see now, it's literally right on the edge of the bottom of the windscreen, so it's not gonna get in the way in any way. So as you can imagine, we need to fabricate a few more brackets. I have no idea yet how to do it, and I'm not gonna just go on camera talking about it. So I'll do some measurement, I'll take this thing out, I'll cut a bracket, and then I'll literally show you what I've done. That's the only way. So I kind of changed my mind in a few places. I wasn't 100% happy how, as you can see, I already chopped this all off, how I prematurely put this little bar for two reasons. A, it was protruding at the top a little bit too far, so I could either put this on top or way behind it. I wanted it to be slightly lower. So we chopped this off because of this corner. So now we need a holder for this thing. So because I chopped this off, I want that to be another reinforcing bracket. So we made a shape like that. It will weld at the bottom here, and those two arms prongs will weld onto the frame where the other one was. So that basically will give us sort of a H frame thingy bob, so it's all nice and secure. And then this thing bolts like this, right? Yeah. And I will use a few offcuts, and I will make a little sort of like a side plate like that, and we'll weld it just to give this piece, yes, it's 3 mil or maybe even 4 mil. It's very rigid. I think I can't remember what grade aluminium this is, but this is a strong aluminium, not sort of very flimsy flexible one, but will still make it a bit more rigid, so this plate at the top doesn't vibrate. And then we'll have another bracket from here on the column, I'll show you later, that basically just gonna create as a support so this doesn't actually wobble all the way. So let's finish this up. Let's trim all the edges, make it all nice, and then do a little bit of welding, a bit of grinding, and should be good.
The next day.
Well, as you can see, it's a different day, and I had a bit of an unfortunate event. My welder packed it in. But why do I have this one? Because R-Tech are absolutely amazing. They sent me a loaner, basically the one that I had needs to be repaired, so they sent me this replacement one for the time being, and they took mine away. R-Tech, massive shout out. They are unrivaled by the customer service. Anyways, this thing is done, sort of. As I explained before, we did the top bracket thing, so it's now all welded. So now the next step would be to fit this inside the car and measure up the dash, how we will sit at the top, then drill a few holes, and all I will need is a supporting bar from the back. Oh yes, it works as intended. Very happy with it, guys. It's nice and solid, and that's it. 1, 2. I already set in it. The steering wheel is right in the center. It's perfect. I'm not gonna show it to you just yet because I think I need to take it all apart again and give it a little coat of paint, just some black. I'm not gonna bother with anything else, just so it's nice and uniform. But very, very happy with this fab work I've just done. So so of course I couldn't leave this beautiful part, the marvel of engineering, brain activity, unpainted. This time I went with well, that's all I had left. It's gray wrinkle paint. I love this wrinkle paint because once you bake it, it's super hard wearing and it has this sort of really nice finish to it. So that thing is painted. It's been 24 hours, so it's dry, and now we need to bake it. Before I've used my gas oven, and the wife wasn't very happy because it does actually stink up the house, and then you need to run it on a really hot cycle a few times to get rid of the smells. I have this old, well, not really old, it's actually for sale, but electric oven that is actually perfect because I can go all the way down to 50 degrees. I need to bake it at about 80 degrees centigrade, so we set it to 80 degrees. It's nice and hot. It's on the extension lead. I know it's a bit of a botch, not supposed to do it like this. Yeah, let's hope it works.
Day 3.
Look at that marvel of engineering sexiness. Perfect. I love the position. I'm not gonna show you how it looks. Trust me, it looks good. So what we have to do now is position the camera. The pièce de résistance. Oh look. Oh, check this out. Look. That's like an inception. Wow. I know. So I reckon the old position where I had my GoPro, somewhere around here, is absolutely perfect. Let me show you how it looks on the screen. So as you can see, you can actually see a little bit on each side, and you can see what the driver is doing with regards to my steering inputs. Yeah, originally I had a GoPro and I bought this sort of aluminium extension, but it's a little bit flexible. So what I'm thinking of doing is I think I'll just weld a bar, aluminium bar, with 2 flat plates so it can bolt at the top, and the bottom one can be just a flat bottom piece, so I can stick this on, and most likely I will actually drill this one and have another bolt running through it, so everything is bolted. Yeah, I think we're on a finishing straight. And after about an hour and a half, not so elaborate camera holder, aluminium, super light. Yeah, I went to town with making sure it's quite nice, because obviously it's going to be visible. I think even my welds are quite decent. Look at that. I'm very happy about that indeed. The actual mount for the camera not only is on hardcore double-sided tape, and also has a M4 bolt running through it, so it's double secure. So let's put this in the car, attach the camera, and I'll show you how it is, and we can wrap this up. Ding! Here we are. Well, if you made it this far to the video, we'd be happy to know, well, the thing is on and feels fairly secure. This is how it looks. So basically we can see a little bit of the door on the side, the whole thing in the front, whatever I'm doing here on the panel. And it's kind of out of the way. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm actually really happy how it turned out, and I cannot wait to see it. And thank you to Giva for helping me out with this one. And if you made it this far, it means you are interested. I am gonna be selling my Solo 2DL. It's almost brand new. Well, yeah, hardly used it. There's a few marks on it here and there. it functions 100% as new. It will come with a bracket, with the cable that you can connect to your CAN output, and also a charging plug that you can actually plug it separately. All the software can be downloaded and instructions and stuff. So find me on Instagram, drop me a message, or even leave me a comment if you are interested. If nobody wants it out of my subscribers, no, sorry. Unfortunately, I cannot do it as a giveaway. I'm not that well known over YouTuber just yet. Yeah, if nobody sort of out of you guys wants to buy it, I'll probably stick it on eBay or offer it in Facebook in a couple of weeks' time. So let me know. Yeah. So that's how my camera on Garmin thingy bob is going to be mounted together with a thing, and that's the best thing. And you arrive, and then you like whatever. Let's just check all the laps, and yeah. Anyways, guys, way too long. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.